So the historical fiction book I decided to choose was Moon Over Manifest. There's a little bit of a glare, but it's by Claire Vanderpool. Um, it won the Newbery Award. I think it was 2012 or so. It's a really good book. I'm gonna read a little info panel here, and I'm gonna read a little bit out of the text. Um, Abeline Tucker feels abandoned. Her father has put her on a train, sending her off to live with an old friend for the summer while he works a railroad job. Armed only with a few possessions and her list of universals, Abeline jumps off the train in Manifest, Kansas, aiming to learn about the boy her father once was. Having heard stories about Manifest, Abeline is disappointed to find that it's just a worn-out town. But her disappointment quickly turns to excitement when she discovers a hidden cigar box full of mementos, including some old letters that mention a spy known as the Rattler. These mysterious letters send Abeline and her new friends, Letty and Ruthann, on an honest-to-goodness spy hunt, even though they are warned to leave well enough alone. Abeline throws all caution aside when she heads down the mysterious path to perdition to pay a debt to the reclusive Miss Sadie, a diviner who only tells stories from the past. It seems that Manifest history is full of colorful and shadowy characters and long-held secrets, and as these secrets are laid bare one by one, Abeline begins to weave her own story into the fabric of the town. Powerful in its simplicity and rich in historical detail, Claire Vanderpool's debut is a gripping story of loss and redemption. Now, I'm going to read the first little bit here. And it's set in 1918. It says, this is 1936. Southeast Kansas, May 27th, 1936 is when it starts. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that very well. This is backwards. The movement of the train rocked me like a lullaby. I closed my eyes to the dusty countryside and imagined the sign I knew only from stories. The one just outside of town with big blue letters, Manifest, a town with a rich past and a bright future. I thought about my daddy, Gideon Tucker. He does his best talking in stories, but in recent weeks those had become far and few between. So on the occasion when he'd say to me, Abeline, did I ever tell you about the time? I'd get all quiet and listen real hard. Mostly he'd tell stories about Manifest, the town where he'd lived once upon a time. His words drew pictures of brightly painted storefronts and bustling townfolk. Hearing Gideon talk about it was like sucking on a butterscotch, smooth and sweet. And when he'd go back to not saying much, I'd try recalling what it tasted like. Maybe that was how I found comfort just then, even with him being so far away. I remember the flavor of his words, but mostly I could taste the sadness in his voice when he told me I couldn't stay with him for the summer while he worked a railroad job back in Iowa. Something had changed in him. It started the day I got a cut on my knee. It got bad, and I got real sick with infection. The doctor said I was lucky to come out of it, but it was like Gideon had gotten a wound in him too, only he didn't come out of it, and it was painful enough to make him send me away. I reached into my satchel for the flour sack that held my few special things, a blue dress, 2 shiny dimes I'd earned collecting pop bottles, a letter from Gideon telling folks that I would be received by Pastor Howard at the Manifest Depot, and my most special something kept in a box lined with an old 1917 Manifest Herald newspaper, my daddy's compass. In a gold case it wore like a pocket watch, but inside was a compass showing every direction. Only problem was, a working compass always points north. This one, the arrow dangled and jiggled every which way, It wasn't even that old. It had the compass maker's name and the date and it was made on the inside. St. Dizier, October 8, 1918. Gideon had always planned to get it fixed, but when I was leaving, he said he didn't need it anyway. What with the train tracks to guide him. Still, I liked imagining that the chain of that broken compass was long enough to stretch all the way back into his pocket, with him at one end and me at the other. So, I chose this book not only because, it won the Newbery Award for a reason. See its shiny award there? It won the award for a reason. I read the info panel and it was really, it's really well thought out. The picture on the front is very eye-catching. It is full of historical facts, but it's a fiction-based book. It is a very good read. I do recommend it to anyone who has the time. It is called Moon Over Manifest once again, and it has a girl walking railroad tracks as the picture. And I do recommend it. It's a really good book, and that's just a little piece of it. Thanks.